Oh. Hello. So we want to take a look at Rxkx22 Seranaholic version 1.8 and Seranaholic Valerica. Now these are two we're going to do together. It's kind of like a spotlight on both because we're just going to look and see how our two favorite vampire girls look, okay? So for Serana, this was ported by implying, and I think the main thing to remember here is that I believe, and we're going to see when we get in the game, I believe she has her own textures, but I think she will use my body. So we're going to find out when we get in the game. I think currently I'm using one of the 7 base bodies, but we'll take a look at the load order side of things after we get a look at Serana and see how she looks. As far as her appearance, this is my favorite facial and hair appearance of Serana. This is not the mod I normally use, but this is a very good mod, okay? From what I remember, hopefully it's not broken. Now, Valerica, this is also a good mod of Valerica. However, again, because it doesn't allow her to use my textures, you know, it just has other stuff I don't want. I don't use this. I would use it, otherwise I think, well, maybe not. I change around a lot. So with Valerica, I'm a little more, loosey-goosey, and I don't really have a definitive favorite Valerica. So nonetheless, I think you'll find this one to be very appealing as well. So again, ported by implying from this is an old mod. The only problem, and it's not really a problem, my choice. The only thing I don't like so much about it is that it has its own textures. I would rather just have the head and face mesh, the head only thing, and then use my body and textures. So, and now that I think about it, my textures are turned on, so we're probably going to get my textures anyway. Let me show you my load order. Now, sometimes a mod will not allow my textures to override it, and that's fine if that happens to be the case here. But here's where we have these mods here in my followers area. And then down here in my mods for my player character, I have the 7 base body. I was going to do this later, but we're just going to do it now. And then I'm using Beauties of Skyrim and Beautiful Vampires, which won't really affect them since they're already beautified, or they already have their beautification from Rxkx22. Anyway, these are excellent appearances. I'm assuming these old mods still work. Let's hop into the game and find out. Alright, so here we are. There's Serana, just like I have told you. This is my favorite, and you'll see me using this appearance, a different mod, but this appearance in general, with my current playthrough with Thor the Vampire. Now, my Valerica does not look like this. And this is a unique look for Valerica. This is a good look. Just depends on what you like. Now, we're going to check both of these out and see if they're using my body. I think they are. Something? So we're just going to be rude to them and take their
This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
Yes, it's all the things I can't be bothered with. Now, and you have to admit, this is a good port. It looks really good. Okay, so she is using my body.
Help yourself to anything you need in my laboratory.
We'll check Valerica here. Yes.
What did you want?
She's like, what? What do you want? Yeah, okay, so they're both using my body, the 7 base body that I have in my game. Now, as far as textures, I'm thinking it's hard for me to be sure. I think they're using the textures from the mod. I don't think they're using my textures. That's just my thought.
Yes.
Doesn't really matter. They look really good. And
all right, let's see what you have.
It just isn't a big deal because they look very good, and I think they would look good for you regardless of which you chose to use. Let's see, we'll just give her that one. They're both basically the same outfit, right?
It might take decades to restore the castle to its former
Well, don't
glory.
take that long.
What did you want?
I want to give you some clothes back so you won't be standing here in your bikini in the snow. How's that? Alright. So there we go. I think both of these are very good looking. Depends on what you like. This is really my all-time favorite appearance for Serana. And this version does a really good job. I'm going to have to compare this to my latest version that I used and see if I think it's as good. It does a really nice job. And this is a very good mod of Valerica. It gives her a little more of a mature look. Some of the mods that I've used for Valerica, they don't have her look a little more mature. I think it depends on how you think of their story. If you think of it, Valerica probably should have been older than Serana when she was turned, so she probably shouldn't look like she's the same age. So, to me, it makes sense if she looks a little more mature. At the same time, still looks really good. She doesn't look like she's, thousands of years old or anything. So, alright. Okay, so let's go back and I'll just show you the load order again really quickly, just the mods that we're using. Okay, so down here in the follower area for my load order, I have the Valerica Seranaholic and the Seranaholic version 1.8. These have their own textures. Now, it's really hard for me to say for sure. I think their texture is winning out, but if their texture is being overwritten, it's being overwritten by this. So take that into account when you look at these mods. However, these look really good. They're very high quality ports that Alpine YJ did in the past, and they've really stood up. You can tell they look really good. I don't see any issues with them. Now, you have to realize that these were ported years ago, so some of the compression techniques may not have been available back then. Just saying, that's a possibility. I don't know. Since I'm not a modder, I do know that nowadays it seems like a lot of people are able to compress things and get mods to be smaller than what we had in the past. So. And I know that there are some other versions of these, and we're going to look at those when we get to them. I'm trying to take us from older mods to newer mods and give you a chance to look at all these variations. Some of them are going to be very similar or maybe even almost identical to these, because I know there are some head-only mods out there that are smaller than this. Okay? Alright. Well, that's it for these. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So, I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So, thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel. Ah, hold it there. I will shoot you with my fancy hairdryer. Feel my heat. The dry heat. You need to get out some skin lotion now.